Hi friends, host Eric here, host Talking with Famous People, and I'm here with host Cameron, and in the room we've got Committee of Awards member Elsie, and we've got Committee of Awards Certificate of Excellence nominee Papi in the room as well. We are doing a flight today, Cameron and I, to display some of the many splendors of living in California. We're starting today with a weed known as Don Carlos Gelato. PP Don Carlos Gelato. Now, from a looks perspective, Cameron, it looks pretty ordinary. Doesn't look anything particularly strange.
Let's take some out so we can get a real good look-see at that.
Let's take a look at it.
Well, I have some right here.
Here, let me pull that up.
It's kind of dense.
Like
it's not fluffy. It probably weighs a lot for the amount that's there.
Yeah.
It's not fluffy.
It's good dense, bud. But it's not. It doesn't like stand out. Going like, wow, that looks really good.
It smells like the actual Gorilla Glue, not the bud Gorilla Glue, but the glue Gorilla Glue to me.
Got a bright smell. It's got a really bright smell. Let's see.
Reading an article today that though it's legal to use marijuana recreationally here in California, you can still be fired by your job if they should so decide that it's not acceptable.
That seems reasonable to me if that's within their stipulations when they hire you. Okay, so it's got kind of a flat, chemically taste to it.
It tastes like the back of my throat. It tastes sort of like you've kind of got the flu and you've got post-nasal drip. It tastes like mucus.
It's spicy, in other words. Yeah, okay. I like it. It's not my favorite kind of weed, this kind of spicy throat weed like he's talking about. I knew what he meant when he said that. I wouldn't have described it like that, but I know what he's talking about. I call it spicy. And it's not my favorite kind of weed, but it's pretty good. So this was the PP Don Carlos Gelato. Let's try another one. I used the torch, the propane torch, the map gas torch, you mean? Where'd that bag go?
The bag? I don't know. Where did we lose the bag?
Oh, here it is. Stoner problems. Okay, let's look at weed number 2. We've got Skywalker OG is what it says on it. Skywalker, show it to the microphone.
I just purchased that last week. It was 5 grams for $40 at California Herbal Remedies on Valley Boulevard in Alhambra.
Alright, so let's look at it though. This is Skywalker OG. It's not Skywalker. You can tell it's not Skywalker because it is not nearly white enough to be Skywalker. But you can see the Skywalker in it because it's got these kind of like little Skywalker-y buds.
Let me see one of them. How's it smell?
It smells really fruity. It smells really like sherbety. Super sherbety. It smells like orange sherbet.
Yeah, like lemon, citrus.
Yeah, really citrusy.
Yeah, I don't mind the smell.
I like the smell.
It's not my favorite smell, but I was going for the cheap stuff for the 5 for $40 deals, and I just got the best ones I could.
I like this smell a lot better than flowery smelling weed. So
this one's not as dense as the last one. This one smashes as you pinch it with your fingers.
Yeah, it's got a little more cake to it. It's called a cake consistency. I refer to it as such when it's got you push it's like sponge cake down, but it's all the way thick, dense through bud. It's not like wispy at all.
It breaks up easily into little like individual leaves that each one has a lot of little white trichomes.
It's cakey, yeah.
Cakey, yeah.
So okay, this is cake weed, and it's cake, fruity weed.
So that was
cake. It's like cake sherbet. Let's try it. The cake is the consistency or texture, the sherbet is the flavor. In terms of smell, probably not in taste. Things often taste very different than they smell.
What kind of weed is that?
Skywalker OG.
Skywalker, oh God.
No, that doesn't mean it's the original Skywalker. It means it's a hybrid between Skywalker and OG. I like it. It doesn't taste like orange at all. It just tastes like... Again, it's another spicy one.
To me, it's like a Marlboro Light sort of a flavor. Not very. It doesn't have any green taste to it.
It's not as wetly spicy as the last one was.
It's got a light brown taste to it.
I don't know if I go light brown. I go like light green with just a hint of yellow.
Okay. Yeah.
All right, so let's try the next one. Let's see what we got next. Next we have
I gotta tap this up for saving.
LAK exclusive.
LA Kush.
LA Kush.
Well, I don't know. Maybe it's not.
LA Kush. Yeah, okay. So this is a Kush, which means it's an indica. And Kush is one of the two main indica strains that get bred with everything. Kush and OG.
Let's see.
There's another sherbety kind of smelling one.
This has kind of a
Yeah.
Bubba citrus flavor to it. And it's actually got some orange little threads through it. And it's hard, it's dry, it's smashed.
It's more bready smelling. More bready smelling. And as far as this was cake that's over dried. This is over dried cake, I think.
Am I right that it's smashed, or am I just?
It's just over dried cake. It's all it is. It's too dry, but it's good cake.
And this was again 5 grams for $40 just a few days ago.
That's a good deal, Cameron. Sounds
I
like
rarely pay more than that, but I get a free gram if I get a top shelf eighth, so I did that as well and got some other 3.5.
freaking hide
gram
already.
thing, which wasn't as good as my other ones. So, you know, it's all about the smell.
See, Cameron's a little bit more smell oriented than me. I'm a little bit more about how it looks. Is I think a better gauge for me as to what it's going to be like. This one looks.
If it smells like pine, I'm probably gonna like it.
It's.
It's probably gonna feel like wintergreen when you smoke it in a nice way.
Do you think this smells like pine?
No, I don't.
No,
But
I
that's
don't
what my
think so.
favorite stuff smells
Yeah.
like.
All right. So then you like that kind of spicy, which I call Christmas spicy, I guess.
Totally into the Christmas spice. Yeah. What's great is if you have a light on your lighter and you're outside at night, you can see if you have your bowl left.
ISDJ. Okay, I don't like the taste of that very much. It's
Is
like
that this one?
yeah, the aftertaste of that's kind of.
Yeah, it's got a little bit
That's
of
brown. That
It's a Coors Light aftertaste.
yeah, it's kind of ghetto, right? Now this
was
smells
the
interesting.
LAK. Yeah, it's not even called LA Kush, so whatever.
That's more like got kind of a coffee-ish vibe to it.
To me, that's more of that Bubba Kush stuff. That's like strong and harsh, kind of like a resin, just straight resin. It's called PP Rock OG.
Okay.
Rock.
Well,
Okay.
I agree about the everything you said there. I would describe that as kind of the more coffee aspect of it rather than the fruit aspect of weed. You know, like the fruit aspect of weed is softer, the coffee aspect is harder. And then there's also the chemical aspect. This is
Both for me,
both for
cool.
you. And
Oops.
then we'll try this and we'll try these as well.
How is this? And this one's relatively hard,
Yeah, it is.
relatively dense, and not dry.
Not
in my
cake
opinion.
either. More rocky.
Yeah, okay, hence.
More
rock the
rocky,
name.
less cakey.
What would be lame is if it had little rocks in it, like sometimes crappy stuff will.
Cameron's very picky about shit like that.
Very-
He's the guy who's like, there's a hair on my plate. I want my whole food replaced.
Nah, that's not true. I'd take that hair off. But if it's up to me and if it's controllable, I will fine tune the crap out of stuff until it's perfect. Very annoying to others. Over
Not to
time.
me. I'm SI seeking. I find it appealing to be around you and your SI-ishness.
I'm glad. I wish my girlfriend were more like you. I drive her freaking crazy.
I like that. Kind of a flat, kind of neutral flavor. Not too spicy, not too soft. So smell and taste can be deceiving for sure.
It's like a light wood dude. And
yeah, kind of wood.
When I took it in, it was kind of like a sherbet shake or something.
It's mixed and not strong in any particular element. So it's kind of just a wash of random shit.
Now I can tell you that if I look at a dark color now, I'm seeing more flashy dots of, not entirely like, I'm not hallucinating or anything, but I have that high eyes thing.
High eye,
sure. Do you get that way?
Well, yeah, of course, you get high eye.
And are you experiencing the high eye?
I am, but it's not something I really attend to very much because that's a sensing thing. You're attending to what your senses are doing.
What does high do for you then?
It makes me get stuck on spots and stuff. I mean, if that's easy, it's hard to explain. But
stuck on spots. What does that
mean? Stuck on spots, yeah. Well, it means like I'm willing to slow down and say, okay, let's explore this cul-de-sac here, even though it's not moving forwards.
Okay. So
all
like
right.
When we go bike riding and jump over the fence someplace,
yeah,
it's more that.
Cameron, this is the...
This one.
Yeah, this is
These are all different ones?
I've got them confused, is the problem. So I put out more in the middle to make sure I knew which was which.
This is that jack.
This is the mini jack.
Yeah, mini jack.
You can smell it in the bottle if you want.
That's very strong. It almost smells like somebody opened up Pine Sol floor cleaner.
This is what he's talking about, Christmas spice. For sure. Well, I mean, it's not all pine, but it's got a lot of pine in it. A lot more pine than anything else we've smoked so far.
To me, this is Applejack. I agreed with your Christmas pine spice thing, but to me, this is Applejack because it's a jack. It's a very apple-y, what can I say? It's like a holiday blend or something.
Okay, but my point is, this is way more piney than anything else we smoked so far.
Okay, yeah, I'll accept that you experienced that as pine, where I didn't before think of it that way. But I can think, yeah, I can see that.
And that correlates taste and smell to me. That feels pine. That's pine spice. That's Christmas spice. That's a sharper, less muddy throat hit.
Did I get it? I think I gotta burn it more. Tastes like nothing happened, or I had ice in my water.
Put
like
more.
Flavorless almost.
And then use the fiery map guess blend of Yayler's truth.
Whoa.
You can push this down instead.
See if I can burn myself to that. It's very light. It's not strong.
It's strong in a thin line of EQ. And my thing is like it's got a sharpness to it, but it's not broadly sharp. It's narrowly sharp.
There's a certain narrow flavor that all those Jack things have, and that definitely has it. That's not the pine that I go for. It used to be just called like OG Kush back like 10 years ago.
Okay. Well, I associate pine with outdoor that I grew before outdoor, which was the piniest shit ever. It was like super sharp, spicy on a certain specific area.
Yeah.
And now let's try.
I went to Oregon once, and somebody got me some local stuff, and it was just such piney stuff, and it was just the perfect thing.
All right, why don't you try a little piece of this now?
Here, let me dump this one into my for later bin. It's like the wine spitting bucket. I have a little.
It's got a weed spitting bucket if he doesn't want to finish pulling the whole bowl.
We're gonna have to make a joint out of this for the bike ride later on sometime.
Okay.
It's gonna be a really nice joint. It's actually deoxycarbonated for cooking.
All right, so here's the vanilla ice cream moon rocks. Hopefully, did it fall through the hole?
No, there's some there, but it's a tiny little bit.
Yeah, because you touch it with that and pull really slow. It's kind of like smoking hash. That's why there's only a tiny little bit in there.
Oh, so it's moon rock. It's like the real stuff.
Yeah, it's,
Made out of everything.
yeah.
Yeah, it's got that hash flavor. Not coughing.
There's vanilla ice cream moon rocks, but it doesn't taste like vanilla ice cream at all. I don't think.
It tastes kind of like what vaping tastes like an oil. Like a not very flavorful oil to me. I'll definitely be sleeping the rest of the afternoon. Sometimes you hit something and it seems like it's strong. That stuff seems like it's strong.
Yeah, it's strong. If you take a big rip like that, hold it until it sets. At first it's like, it's kind of harsh, but I'm not about to cough. And then you hold it in until it sets, and you're good.
I don't
Like
usually
that.
ever take hits that gnarly.
Okay. This is a serious flight here.
I'm not even done with this last one, but let me see if it'll.
Why don't you put it in the spit bucket there?
Yeah. Hey, Keith, what do you want?
Okay, this one is strawberry hash oil, made with strawberry hash oil. This is Dr. Zodiac's.
What do these things cost? These
This is 30 a gram.
30 a gram, and then the moon rock. What's
Or
that?
2 for 55. So,
Uh-huh.
I mean, I got 2 grams for 55. And as you can see, you just put a teeny little bit in. If you don't pull it through too quick,
Yeah.
then it'll last a good amount.
See how big my hole is there?
That's a good size hole.
It is. I went to all of the shops trying to get one when I broke my last one because it's a thin piece of crap. Nobody had one with any smaller of a hole than this. Unfortunately.
That's what you want, is the smallest hole possible in your bowl, because it's a drop bowl, right? So that means that when you're finished, the bowl should pull through right at the moment when all the smoke has been extracted from it.
Sure.
And that's why you want a small hole. My hole's too big, but I have to live with it because I got this kind of bong. And usually it's not a problem, because usually I'm not pulling bong rips and moon rocks. You're not supposed to pull bong rips of it. You're supposed to put it in a pipe. That's how it works best. I'm sweating up a storm. I got the weed sweats for sure. My head is soaking wet from sweat.
Oh my god. I don't really get that. This thing is very unnoticeable. It just tastes, it's like vaping almost again. It tastes very high quality. It really makes me feel like I just hit a vape like about 5 times. It's nice. I'm quite sure that my eyelids are getting a lot heavier by now. But let's ask each other math questions. Ask me a 2-number by 2-number equation. And then I'll ask you one.
$14 times 12 minus 23.
14 times 12.
Minus
and then
23.
minus 23. Okay. 144. 168. Minus 23. 145.
Hello.
145.
You have to be
I
able
see,
to
dude.
answer it yourself is the problem when you ask quiz questions.
I
Then
don't
you
know what
the
the
answer.
answer. I don't know what the answer.
Okay.
Excuse my coughing. Hi, Susie. I don't know if you met Cameron. Cameron, this is Susie.
Hello.
Yes, I mean.
And we are currently at the tail end of quite a flight. I'm pretty proud of us, Cameron. We smoked a lot of pot.
I'm gonna be sleeping the rest of the afternoon, as I said a moment ago.
Okay, well, we got one more to go.
Oh my god. Okay.
That's our last one. It's Hashy Larry. So, this is called crumble. And to smoke this crumble, what we'll have to do is put a little bit of weed at the bottom of the bowl and then put some of the crumble on top of it.
Totally.
So, I will do that for myself, and Cameron will do that for himself, and then himself.
Can I grab one of these things?
Yeah, do so, please. I'm not sure what's what, but the weed doesn't matter. What we're testing out this time is the last of the many things. Then we'll count them all and review which ones we've done and call it a video, because we're making a video right now.
No, we're gonna hit each one more time, and then the video will be
Cameron,
over.
no. That's crazy.
But that would be really crazy. What would actually happen? I think, like, my eyes would be kind of closed like this, and I'd probably be talking slow.
Eventually, we'd forget what we were doing. That's what happens if you try to keep smoking bowls. The only reason we're successfully smoking all these bowls right now is because I've got this activity double, triple engaged with multiple lines of interest to me. So it's both making a video and talking to you guys and smoking a bunch of weed and hanging out with Cameron. It's like, yeah.
I never read your comment things before. I'm trying to check them out. Someone needs motivation to study, and that someone is Steffo.
This is motivational, Steve.
Someone wants us to watch something. Jacket wants us to watch something.
Jacket I died, jacket I died, jacket I died.
Elsie has another thing to watch. Somebody. Okay, alright. I guess they're talking about other stuff.
Call the paramedic, somebody had died. His name is Jacket and he died, jacket I died.
Do you use the tweezers to get the stuff on the bowl or what?
Yeah, use the tweezers right here. That's your for use that, and then yeah. Here we go. This is the last of this flight, and then we'll review which ones we smoked before we say goodbye to the viewing audience. Here we go. Ready? Well done, Eric. Well done. Okay, so now
Now that actually tastes strong. I don't. It's probably the bud that it's on, because it was mystery bud, wasn't it?
yeah, but I mean, this is not the best crumble either. All right, let's review which ones we all the things we smoked today. We're done now smoking. So
Oh yeah, that one's definitely strong. But it tastes like soy sauce.
it's just kind of like not really. It tastes like it was like butane extracted or something. I don't know.
Yeah, that's.
All right.
That's it.
Butane extracted bullshit. We tried this LA Kush. This was probably my least favorite of all the ones we tried, actually, the LA Kush. But still, pretty good. Not bad. Not something you'd kick out of bed for eating crackers. Okay. Cameron, this goes back in the back. Now, we also, the first one we tried was this Don Carlos Gelato. I thought it was pretty good. It was kind of tan in essence. And this one right here was another one we tried. Third one. This is the Skywalker OG. I could feel the Skywalker and I could smell and taste the Skywalker in a bit, but it seemed to have more OG in it than the Skywalker to me. I don't know what Cameron thinks about that. That was a third of our fine marijuanas today. Now,
I haven't tried all the Skywalkers, so I'm not sure what authentic Skywalker is like.
straight authentic Skywalker is small buds, super silver in color. Way more silver than most weeds. This shit, PP Rock OG. Well, this is why you can see why the Skywalker OG was more OG than Skywalker. This looks like OG, and the Skywalker looks like this except slightly whiter, greener. and so it's mostly OG that's Skywalker OG. This stuff was good. I liked this quite a bit.
Do you think there's anything about growing seasons and when this is purchased that would make it better or worse, or is stuff grown?
I mean, it doesn't matter how long it's been dry, how long it's been out, so to speak, off the plant. This is yours, and then we also had. So that was how many things? 4?
5 or something.
Was it 4? I think it was 4. 1, 2, 3 bags in 1 jar, if I remember correctly. We also tried the mini jack. This was what I said was the most piney of the 5 that we tried, including this one. And I don't know. If I had my choice, I'd go either this one or the one in his jar, maybe. Probably this. Not that I love this or anything, but it's like this. We're talking about weed that is not connoisseur grade weed. You can get connoisseur grade weed, and occasionally you do get something that's spectacular, and you go, okay, this is why people pay the extra money for it occasionally. But it's pretty rare.
There are so many collectives now around my area where I really almost never pay $10 a gram. I usually pay less, but the quality is a little bit low lately. Like this one, this Rock OG, it smelled like glue, it tasted like glue, and it worked pretty good. This is one that I would get again. A lot of them were like fruity and gluey this time.
Fruity and gluey.
Yep.
Okay. So then we went into the non-native buds, so to speak, which are this kind of moon rocks, which was Corrupt's moon rocks, made with vanilla ice cream hash oil. And we tried these strawberry moon rocks, which are, this is the first one, Corrupt's moon rocks. And then these ones were strawberry moon rocks.
Smooth.
This is by Dr. Zodiacs. Dr. Zodiacs. These were made with strawberry hash oil. Okay. Then lastly we tried the Hashy Larry. This is Crumble. This is kind of like two steps, like 3 steps below the best kind of concentrate. So it kind of goes goo, crumble, shatter, hash oil, good hash oil, or like, I don't know. What do you think, Cameron?
Let me see the one.
About concentrates in general.
In general, I only get them free on free stuff at the weed store day because it's a pain in the ass to put them on weed. Weed is so good nowadays that I don't need any more concentrate to make it stronger. I can just smoke a little bit more. But then the truth is, if I wanted to double this flight that Eric and I have done today, my throat would hurt. Like, I wind up feeling it in my sinuses and in my throat, so if I really wanted to get so much THC in me that I'd feel it tomorrow this time, I would smoke like a whole bunch of concentrate and, you know, I'd probably eat some nachos and watch Netflix for about 7 minutes and just fall asleep. That's concentrates to me. Falling asleep a lot quicker.
Yep. So that's what to grow on, viewing audience. If you are a weed smoking individual, I hope that you have an opportunity to smoke plenty of good weed and that you enjoy it, and that the weed fairy or weed merman or weed unicorn, whatever your weed mythical creature is. What should the weed mythical creature be anyway, Cameron?
You know, the kids today are so into Pegasuses and unicorns. It ought to be a part Pegasus, part unicorn.
Yeah, I love unicorns. Yeah, yeah.
You know, I just honestly, the last person I saw before you, I was buying this coffee. Some girl in front of me bought a unicorn coffee.
What about how about a vampire unicis? It's part vampire, part unicorn, part Pegasus.
Well, I asked her what it tasted like. She said she hadn't had one, so I insisted that she drink it in front of me, which she put it in her mouth. She slurped, and she told
Cameron,
me...
you are engaged in locker room talk. That's not okay.
She
it's a family show.
was telling me that it tasted like a creamy, juicy thing, like some sort of berry. It's
Cameron.
gonna sound like unicorn.
Now listen.
I think unicorn is what everyone likes.
Cameron.
The thing is this. If you don't live in California, you may not have an opportunity to smoke all these different kind of weeds.
Sentient dandelion.
Cameron,
Hey.
you are too stoned. I need to conclude this video uninterrupted, please. The point is this. If you don't live in California, you may not have an opportunity to try all these different kind of weeds. But what I'm going to make sure I do is I'm going to tag in the tags for each of these kind of weeds the name of the weed, the strain, and if you are somebody who has happened to come across some strain because you're someplace where it's illegal, so you get what they give you, you get what you can get, you know, and it happens to be one of these things, then you'll be able to go, oh, this is what I got is probably like versus something else. So normally when you get weed in an illegal markets environment, you get accustomed to getting whatever you get, it being called whatever it's called, and you're not really knowing the difference between different strains and shit. So, anyway, I don't know if that might make this somehow encyclopedically useful, but hopefully, I'm sure it just seems like Eric being stoned and rambling and Cameron being stoned and rambling. Regardless, it's an awfully long video for smoking a bunch of weed, and thanks for anybody who was crazy enough to watch all the way through to the end. Don't forget to eat plenty of cheese, and I'm pulling one more bong rip for the road.
And while you do that, you can think about this one. What's 22 times 7 minus 4?
12.
Oh, come on. Do your PEMDAS.
17.
The answer is, I don't care.
84.
That sounds hard. This is like TI. I don't want
37. 62.
No,
58. One of those.
140 or something. I don't know. Goodbye, everybody.